Hello and welcome to English for Journalists and Writers, a class. This unit is aimed at imparting the learner with adequate knowledge concerning the skills that are required in effective communication. As you know, communication determines the understanding capability of your audience or your listeners. If you have poor communication skills, it means no one is going to comprehend whatever you are talking about or else whatever you are trying to discuss. And today we are going to discuss about punctuation marks. And under punctuation mark, we are going to begin with what is called the comma. The comma. And you know that there is no way you can communicate continuously. There is a time you have to pause in order maybe for the audience to comprehend or to get the deep understanding of what we are talking about. So the comma is a type of punctuation mark that is normally used to indicate a pause or else a short pause. A full stop indicates a long pause, but a comma indicates a short pause. So some of the uses of the comma, I've highlighted them here. We are going to explain them one by one so that we can be able to comprehend or understand the uses of the comma. One of the main functions of the comma is to separate words in a series. When you're talking about separate words in a series, this one simply means words in a continuous prose or else in a continuous form. For example, someone may say, I went to the supermarket and I bought mangoes, oranges, apples, and maybe you say you bought oranges, mangoes, and you also bought an apple. So those are words in a series. Or else one may say, Abdi, Osman, and Helima are all in Form 4, or else are all in Form 4 class. So you are indicating words that are in a series form, or else in a continuous prose. Or some may say Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania form East Africa Community. So those are words in a series form. So using a comma to separate the first item from the second item, right, from the first item in the series to the second item in the series. So you are saying to separate words in a series or else words in a continuous form. The second function of the comma is to separate words of address, or else to indicate words of address or to separate words of address. When we talk about words of address, we simply means words that are formulated in the form of a direct speech, or else that are communicated in the form of a direct speech. For example, someone may say, come here, you girl. Come here is the first part of the sentence. Come here is as if you are communicating in direct speech, or else you are addressing someone directly. That's why you may say, come here, you girl. Or someone may say, where are you going, comma, Abdi. Where are you going, comma, Abdi. So the first part of the sentence indicates a direct address of an individual, and the second part we are giving us whom or the subject matter of your address or your communication. So you are saying to separate words of address. And we are saying words of address are simply words that are formulated in the form of direct speech or else communicated in the form of direct speech. Another function of the comma is to separate a noun from a noun phrase. To separate a noun from a noun phrase. And I've given an example here. John the Baptist is a noun. Then you have came before Christ. The phrase noun. A phrase is a word that cannot make a meaning on its own. It has to be supported by either the subject or the object, part of the sentence. So you cannot just say came before Christ. When you say came before Christ, your sentence is incomplete. It doesn't communicate effectively because you are lacking the subject in that particular sentence or you are lacking the object in the sentence. But I have to combine the noun with the noun phrase for you to be able to come up with a grammatically correct sentence. That's why I may say, John the Baptist, comma, the noun part of the sentence, came before Christ is a phrase. So you are separating the noun from the noun phrase of the sentence. Another function of a comma, to separate short coordinate clauses. To separate short coordinate clauses. And I've given an example. I knocked at the door, comma, but he did not come out. I knocked at the door, comma, but he did not come out. Now, coordinate clause are words that are used to link two similar sentences, or else to coordinate two similar sentences. That's why they are called coordinate clauses, or else coordinate clause. So these are linked sentences, or else similar sentences. I knocked at the door is the first part of the sentence. Now you are relating the first part of the sentence to the second part of the sentence to come up with the grammatically correct sentence. That's why you may say, I knocked at the door, comma, but he did not come out. Despite the fact that you knocked at the door, he did not come out. So you are relating the first part of the sentence to the second part of the sentence by use of coordinate clause but in order to coordinate or to link the two sentences. Another function of a comma that we can talk about is what we call to mark off a question tags. Whereas when you're writing sentences in a question tag, when you're writing a question tag, you have to separate the tag from the direct speech by use of a comma. Someone may say, you will come tonight, comma, you will come tonight. Of course, you have opened the speech marks because you are using direct speech. You open the speech marks, you will come tonight, comma, you close the speech marks. Won't you? Won't is now what you call a question tag. A question tag always ends with a question at the end. That's why someone will say, you will come tonight, comma, you close, won't you? Won't you? So you'll find that the tag, the comma is inside the closing speech mark because you are beginning with this direct speech part of the sentence. Still, you may decide to begin the speech tag, won't you come tonight, comma, won't you come tonight, comma, Halima asked Abdi. Won't you come tonight, comma, open the speech marks, Halima asked Abdi. So you are separating the main part of the sentence or direct speech part of the sentence with the speech tag part of the sentence. So those are some of the functions of the punctuation mark that we call a comma in sentences. And you know that when you are coming up with a comma, you must place a comma appropriately. Because if you place a comma inappropriately in a sentence, you are going to give a totally different meaning that particular sentence. So you must always be very keen when using a comma in form of communication, or else it will indicate a pause in a sentence. Whatever place you indicate a comma is likely to give a different meaning of that particular sentence depending on the moods or the emotion that you want to communicate at your targeted audiences. We still have so many other parts of the comma. For example, you can use a comma in writing dates, you can use a comma in highlighting words in a series or in a continuous pause. But we are going to discuss just this today, and we are going to continue with the class next time. Thank you for your time. I hope you are able to apply these purposes and functions of comma when you're writing or else constructing sentences. Let's meet next time at the same place. Thank you.